Carti first launched his Opium label in 2019. After the launch, Carti soon signed artists such as Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, and the duo Homixide Gang. Now, with each of these artists having extremely successful recent blow-ups, let's delve into the come-up of each artist and how Carti came to signing them. The first signee, Ken Carson, also well known as Teen X. Ken has always been well connected in his hometown Atlanta. Ken was friends with the rapper Lil Yachty since he was 10 years old. Ken was also best friends with the producer Lil 88 during his high school years. With Ken being well connected from his high school years, he was attending Young Thug and Playboi Carti studio sessions since he was 15. Attending these studio sessions is what inspired Ken to start making music. Ken would initially join 808 Mafia in 2015 due to his friendship with Lil 88. Ken would begin to release music on SoundCloud as early as 2015. Then after gaining some traction in 2019, Carti signed Ken as the first rapper to his Opium label. Then a couple months later in 2020, Ken would release Boy Barbie and then the project Teen X, which featured his hit song Yale, which currently is his most streamed song with 60 million plays on Spotify, which is double the streams he has on any of his other songs. Then towards the end of 2020, Ken gained further traction as he was seen on the production credits of the Playboi Carti song Beano, which was on Playboi Carti's most recent album, Whole Lotta Red. Then at the start of 2021, he would drop the sequel to the Teen X EP named Teen X Relapse. This would further lift Ken Carson's career before later that year, he would release his debut studio album, Project X. The 20-song album would feature viral songs such as Rock and Roll and Run Plus Ran, which would further boost his reputation in the underground scene. After the release of Project X, Ken would join alongside Carti's King Vamp tour and open for some of the shows. Ken's openers at the King Vamp tour were described as legendary and chaotic. This introduced many Carti fans to Ken's music. Then after an almost 2-year wait, he would release his second studio album named X, which was executively produced by Playboi Carti. The album was loved by fans, and it is usually recognized as Ken Carson's best album. Now with Ken just hitting 3 million monthly listeners, he's one of the leaders of the internet rap scene. It can be easily said that Ken Carson is set to be a future superstar. Now moving on to Destroy Lonely, also known as a top floor boss. Lone grew up freestyling with inspiration from his father, the rapper I-20. Lone began working on music at the age of 14, recording his first songs in a studio at his school. This is where he would meet his best friends, Texaco and Nezus, who produced many of his early projects. After releasing tracks on SoundCloud for a bit, Lone would first gain some traction with his 2019 track Babe. The song currently sits on 35 million plays on Spotify, being his second most streamed track. On the 25th of September 2020, Destroy Lonely would release his third mixtape, Broken Hearts. Then a month after, he would release Broken Hearts 2. After the release of these two mixtapes, in the December of 2022, he would release the Oh Yeah music video, which gathered Playboi Carti's attention. Then in early 2021, Lone was officially signed to the Opium label. After signing to Opium, Lone went on the King Vamp tour, joining Ken Carson as an opener for some of Carti's shows. Lone would then not drop any music for almost 2 years. However, eventually in the August of 2022, he would drop his long-awaited album, No Stylist. The album would contain 19 tracks and only feature the other Opium signee, Ken Carson. This album would be seen as a huge success for Lone, especially the song No Stylist, which would become a viral trend on TikTok. No Stylist is currently his most streamed song with 45 million plays on Spotify. Then just a couple months later, Lone would drop the Deluxe, Ultra, named after his cat. After these releases, Lone would then announce his No Stylist tour, where he would perform across North America and Europe. Now recently in 2023, Lone has been hinting to fans on Tumblr that he will be dropping his next album in April. The album is set to be called If Looks Could Kill. Now moving on to the next signees, Homixide Beano and Michi, also known as Homixide Gang. Beano and Michi grew up watching their friends Bigavelli, Problem Child and R5 rap, which inspired them to make music. Their friend Problem Child is the one who initially introduced them to Playboi Carti at a studio. The duo only started making music around a year ago. The turning point for them was when they made the song SSN. After making the song, the duo called Carti straight away and asked him how he felt about the song. After Carti listened to the song, he told them that they were superstars. This would then lead to them dropping their debut project, Snotty World. Then later in 2021, they would officially sign to Opium. After signing to Opium, they joined along Ken and Lone on the King Vamp tour. Then towards the end of 2022, Homixide Gang would drop their first album under the Opium label, Homixide Lifestyle. The album would only feature other Opium artists and also other Homixide members. After the release of Homixide Lifestyle, they were supposed to join Destroy Lonely on his No Stylist tour. However, they left halfway through the tour. It's safe to say the Opium label and its artists have had insane success in recent years, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. It seems Carti has done a great job at finding hidden talent and making them into superstars. Now with all the current Opium signees having great starts to their career, who will be the next artist to be brought in by Playboi Carti?